What's up, guys? I'm Alec Lebeck. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my humble abode. Today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about how I belly flopped my first real estate investment business and what I did since then to change it. So in the beginning, when we were first getting going, I had a partner. We were going really strong in the beginning, started hiring, we started spending more money on marketing, we started spending more money just in general, as you can probably imagine. In the beginning, you don't have a ton of consistency, so you can have some fallouts, you can have some changes that happen where maybe one month you do great, you close 10, 20, 30, 50, $100,000. Next month, you're gonna see a zero. Not always, but that's what we experience in our business. So we started hiring, we started off really great, and then things started turning. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about that here in just a second. So we had our ups and downs, we navigated them, we had a mentor that was helping us with everything, but for some reason we just couldn't stay consistent month over month, and we were still spending the same amount, if not more, every single month. Right around this time is when COVID started kind of halting the economy in the real estate business for a temporary period of time, and at that point all of our contracts fell out, which means all the money that we were supposed to make also fell out. My partner and I, we just got into some disputes about what we were spending and how we were spending money. Unfortunately, I lost my business, I lost my partnership, and I lost one of my best friends. What I did to change that is I learned about how to manage money better, how to become a better business owner, how to close deals better, how to hire more. And since then, I've seen small amount of success that I'm pretty happy with. I'll kind of share a little bit more about what I did and how everything has changed since then. So in that first business, we started reading this book called Profit First, and the book really talks about not only just making sure that you're paying yourself, it also talks about how to manage money and segment your accounts so that you know where each dollar is going every single month. After the partnership split and went sideways, I didn't ever want to have that happen again. And recently I learned about this book. It's called Profit First for Real Estate Investing. It's basically a spin-off of the first version where they talk about just profit first for any business. But this one is a little bit more specific for real estate investors, wholesalers, flippers, landlords, etc., and how to manage money so you're not stuck in that day-to-day cycle of the entrepreneurial rat race where you're making a lot of money, but you're not actually keeping anything. So since I read that book, I've had a whole lot less financial stress because I'm not overspending every single month. I'm making sure that I'm putting money away into certain accounts so that we have money for the longevity. It gave me a lot of clarity on my financials because there was a couple years where I got to tax season and I had to pay a lot more than I was expecting, and I was not set up properly for that. So I'm going to show you guys how to change that and teach you a little bit about that. It helped me be a little bit more financially stable and taught me the golden trio. So what the golden trio is, it's the owner's tax, owner's comp, and the profit account. So what that means is every single deal that you close, you're going to take a portion of that money, usually about 10 to 20%, put that in your tax account and never touch that. What they recommend is actually having that at a separate banking institution so you don't have a debit card attached to it and you don't have a way that you can actually spend that money, because that is one of your most important accounts that you want to make sure that you keep healthy is your tax account. So when tax season comes and Uncle Sam comes after your money, you are prepared and hopefully over prepared like I was this year, where I actually got a lot of that money back into my business and I was able to take a bigger distribution at tax season if I would not have prepared for tax. Next is the owner's comp account. This is where you typically put the money that you're going to be taking out as a business owner. So you are making sure that you're actually paying yourself, because what a lot of entrepreneurs fall into, especially in the real estate industry, is they'll be making a whole lot of money, but they're not actually keeping anything. And because they're not keeping anything, they're not paying themselves anything. So they're in this constant struggle of, I don't have any money for myself and my business is also starving. So this book has really given me a lot of clarity that I can see what we're making, I can see how much I'm getting paid, and so when I take my distributions, it doesn't hurt the business as much as it used to. Next is the profit account. Typically, what they recommend in the beginning is starting off with 1% for your profit account, and then you'll take a quarterly distribution from that every single quarter, and this ensures that you're actually holding on to a profitable business versus just spending everything. everything. Because if you keep everything in one account, like a lot of business owners do, there's no opportunity for you to be able to segment that money out into different channels so that you have money for your taxes, your profit, and for your owner's comp. The huge purpose of this is also giving you the opportunity to be able to look at your business from a high level and know what levers you need to pull for different things, so that, let's say this marketing channel is not working, so we're going to be able to cut that completely out and maybe segment that money out to something else, or just completely save that money and not actually spend it. When I was doing a lot of flipping, I had another thing called an OPM account, which is other people's money account. I actually labeled it repairs because this was all the money that I was getting from my private lenders that I was able to put into a separate account. And if I had multiple private lenders that were lending on multiple deals, then I would make sure to segment their money out so I was not commingling those funds and ending up in a really bad situation. And now how this is being implemented in our business is, I already talked about the OPM account. We also have just a general and admin account. We have a marketing account, a tax account, and a profit account. And so I went down to Chase, where I do all of my banking, opened up all these new accounts so that I could start separating the money out. And after we did that, I really pushed my team to start bringing in more deals so that we could fill up these other accounts, not only just to hit the minimum, but also to be able to start seeing how this profit first for real estate investing model works. And now what we do, or what we're starting to do, is when we hit a certain target, then we know at that point we are ready to hire a new person for a position, whether that's somebody for acquisitions, for dispositions, or if we need it, an administrator, but we already have one of those, so we don't need to hire for it. And also we audit our accounts. My office manager and I, we look at the accounts every single month to see what is it that we need to cut, whether that's Alec's meals out with business partners, or if that's just me going out to eat. I've had to have a couple of conversations where I had to cut my spending on what I was doing as far as eating, so now I make my meals at home, which saves me a lot of money. We've seen that certain marketing channels were not profitable. For example, last year I lost about $40-some thousand on pay-per-click ads on Google because I just was not paying attention to what money was coming in from those marketing channels. So having your KPIs dialed in is absolutely critical to being able to run a successful business where you're not just overspending and blowing all your money, because it's very easy to do as a business owner, especially when you have high ticket sales and you have very high expenses with a very cash intensive business. And that's a little bit about how I've belly flopped in my business, some things that I've learned and some things I never want to make happen again in my business, and now what I'm doing differently so that I can set myself up for success. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment in the comment box below. Love to talk to you more about that, or go to my Instagram and send me a DM at Alec_Lebeck. Hope to hear from you soon.